Well, good afternoon, everyone. Yes, Hawker 125, it is Airbus Day. Hang on a second. Allergies are getting the best of me and coughing quite a bit, so pardon me there. Didn't want to cough in your ear. But yes, we are back. We are moved. We are streaming again. And how fitting to leave Mickey World, KSFB, otherwise known as Sanford, heading up to MidAmerica Airport in the Make-A-Wish A320. November 218, November Victor. If you ever want to follow it, it's kind of fun to follow planes. Take a tail number, plug it into FlightAware, and see where the heck it's gone for the last week or two. Been a while since we've seen it out at MidAmerica, but I have seen this plane. And it's quite neat. I like watching them when they come in. They don't come very often. They don't have many. That's a shame, but it's always neat when you're able to see them. I try to get out on the flight line, take real pictures of them, but it never happens. So we get the best of the other world. I get to fly it now. So, but anyway, like I said, the A320 sits on the ramp here at Sanford. Hang on, we'll get the gate here in a minute. Come on, there you go. Kind of zoom out a little here. That way, if y'all want to join in, I'm in gate 11. So plenty of gates, as you can see, available. We are on VATSIM, so we'd love for y'all to join along or fly whatever route you'd like. Just let us know. We love to know our followers are out there also flying at the same time or flying at all. So, but anyway, as you can tell, we did send you out a METAR. Winds here are 020 and 9. We got 10 miles of visibility. It's otherwise in pilot terminology called severe clear here, folks. So, oh wait, couple of clouds. Disregard, almost severe clear. No, it's pretty clear here in Mickey area. Sanford is just north, by the way, of Orlando. So if you're trying to get your bearings, Orlando obviously is where Disney World is. I call it Mickey World. Sanford is the other airport people fly into to get there. And looks like we have AI traffic going overhead. Let's see, is that a helicopter? Sure looks like it, but that's pretty cool. All right, so let's hop up into the business end, and you know what? Let's get flying with Mike, shall we? All right, so here we are, A320. We are not powered up yet. However, as you might have heard in the background, we do have the generator hooked up. So we do have that ready to go once we get to that in the checklist. I've also preloaded the flight plan because, as you can tell here, if you haven't seen it, we'll put it out to you again. It's a mouthful today. Almost feel like I'm flying in Europe by how long this is. By the way, from Worms to MCN, any of you familiar with the U.S., folks, that's about 200 miles. That's a lot of fixes for 200 miles. And yet you still have 500 more to go. It just amazes me how, they just get so gargantuan when probably they really don't have. Now, I understand Florida, especially Orlando, Tampa, and Jacksonville all being so tightly knit there that's probably why. It's just a lot of fixes for very little real estate. So, but anyway, we're going to get by it. So, anyway, as you can tell, it is the good old A320 from Flight Factor. So we're going to just hop up here. Let's start bringing the panel alive. And what I'm going to do, let's bring in the tablet. Let me first make sure, well, we'll get that loading up later. A320. Okay, if you're ever looking for this, just type in flight factor A320 checklist, and your search engine should find it. It's version 1.4. I kind of like it. It's pretty simple to follow, simple to use, and all of that. So we have the ground power on. Basically, what you do here, folks, you work from the bottom up. So they're saying thrust levers. I'm going to go to the bottom. Parking brake set. Here, let's just do that. Bear with me a second. There we go. And can I get this? Oh, much better. Okay. Okay, so parking brake set. Working our way up. Speed brakes are down. Flaps are up. 0. We'll check. We can't check right now 0, 0 because there's no power on the plane. Weather radar is off, and there isn't on the flight factor a lot we can do with this. Now, with the TOLUS A319 and the A321, this is more active for you. All I've got, you've got your wind shear here. Basically, it just turns on, turns off, and you can have it however you want to display. The gain works and the tilt works. That's about it, folks. And yes, I just came off shift, folks. First one in 5 days, and I'm a little tired, but we'll get through it. But welcome aboard. I hope you all have a great time. We are, again, Flight Factor A320. Next up, I'm going to make sure the engine masters are off and are in norm. I kind of moved the throttles. It always is nice to make sure they move. Then we move up here to the middle. Landing gear levers down. Bear with me as I switch over here. Your wipers are off. And folks, one key to telling you that the batteries aren't on, your 3 green lights. These are your 3 green lights for when the landing gears, to let you know it's down. Also, this standby ADI is not on. Prove it here in a second. Okay, so we got ample voltage here, so battery 1. Now you can see that it's off on battery 2. Click it. And I think I missed. Oh, there they go, flashing up there. You can see the Christmas tree starting to light up. Now you can see action here on the standby ADI and those 3 green lights. So then you would know you're on the battery. Okay, so we'll come up here, click external power, and boom, the Christmas tree comes fully alive up here. All right. And you can see the self-diagnostics going on. Okay, so that took us up the power up. All right, cockpit, let's look at the overhead lights. I normally do not mess with them. I'll go ahead and move the emergency lights on. Nav lights, we'll do nav 1 today, and that's it. The reason I do what I do up here, okay, I go ahead and get the emergency lights on. Oh, we can go ahead. Get the seat belts and the no smoking sign on, because we're going to be fueling here in a minute. So, up here, I just keep things where they're set. And then I'll come down here. And I'll turn up my ACAMs. And my internal daytime. Nighttime, I may have to turn them down. Okay, we are set to that point. Let's get up here, and I'm going to go ahead and load first. I think my checklist wants me to load after the APU is started. I messed it up. I'm pretty sure. There we go. Okay, so actually I don't even show it. So we'll get, oh, fuel load, passenger loads. and all vehicles removed. Okay, so let's do that. At the same time, we'll do it from this angle. Kind of slid like that, bring some toolkit into the mix. Little rusty, folks. It's only been a week, I know, but you know what? A long week, nonetheless. Okay, so here's our loadout. 144 people. 12,596 kilograms for this run. You can't, I have yet, I'm sure there may be a mod out there that'll let you go to pounds, but this one has always been kilograms. And I know the only people in the world still in the old dinosauric Jurassic Park age at weight units is the US with pounds. Everyone else is metric. But for this old dog, it's a heck of a lot easier. Got your zero fuel weight, block fuel weight, cost index, CI, so CI, we're going to be at 30. This takes into account the weather, airline operational rules, what the airline expects the flight to do. Is it going to run ahead of schedule, behind schedule? So we're getting 30. And we are going to go with flight level 380. Duluth fly. Look to my left. Oh, Lord. Oh, that's right. It's not a long haul. Oh, looky there. A United 737. Very cool, Mr. Duluth. Welcome on board. Hey, 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 hey. Don't know when, question from the Hawker. When will X-Plane 12 release? When they release it. Pretty simple answer to it. Sorry if it sounds a little smartish, but it's pretty much when they're going to release it. I have no idea, folks. Have not heard anything unless Hawker 125 knows. He's being secretive. No, like I said, I haven't heard anything, so. All right, so looky there. Someone brought a 737 to the party. That ought to make some people happy. All right, so back to the action. And yeah, I know Sim Toolkit was still in the way. All right, so 38,000 is what they've graced us with today. That's awesome. And we did the load sheet. Let's do the remainder. We got 859 miles or so ahead of us to include the arrival. That may actually get shortened. We're planning 1-4 left. The winds are expected to change here in St. Louis. Whether they'll catch up in the sim or not is another story. Average wind still going to be pushing us off the left-hand side of the plane. Yeah, left-hand side. Think for a second. Got myself turned around. Zero at about 50 knots. So we got a little bit of a crosswind. So the plane will be a little crabby in the air. Here's our weights for those interested. There's our expected zero fuel weight, estimated landing weight, estimated takeoff weights. So we just try to get as close to the ballpark as we can. We do our performance checks, and that's what we work off of. And then finally, here's the fuel breakdown. For those of you number folks out there, there you go. But welcome in Duluth Fly. Hope you have a great day as well. Enjoy the run. And we're going to go ahead and pull this back. I'm going to zoom in. Maybe a little. This is probably, well, I can't get it because it's going to zero in, but Yanti. So right in this area, all of these fixes are going to be put in, folks. And it's about at the absolute most 300 miles. that we have that many fixes, and there are no airways. I checked. I was trying to get it more airwayed up, and there aren't any. So anyway, that's what we're looking at out of Sanford here. Now, one trick you could do with Sim Toolkit, Volanta as well. Don't want you guys to think I'm not remembering. Oh, they did it here too. All right, well, usually you used to be able to see the ramps. It looks like they're covering them up now. But anyway, if you're at an unfamiliar airport, you can zoom in, and some of the airports will actually put the taxiway nomenclature and the lettering or numbers or however they do it. So, just a little neat thing. We are going to plan to take off on 9 left. For some reason, I cannot get Sim Toolkit or SimBrief to play nice and give me what I want on the flight plan out. Alright, that's enough Sim Toolkit. Let's get down and dirty and load her up. Alright, so on the electronic flight bag, go to service. It'll come up here. So when you first get into plane, I always tap the ground power and the chocks, and then I get the jetway in if you've got the SAM and the animated features in the sim. Then I just start going through each one of these. So fuel, in order to fuel, you gotta call the truck. Okay, you gotta have it, and it'll look just like this when it's called, outlined in blue. Okay, and then come down here, type it in, 9478, click set. Then go over to packs. Now if you're running off the gate, all you have to do is switch this between stairs and gate. That would have looked actually kind of funny outside when all of a sudden, poof, a staircase came into the jetway. But anyway, and then you, again, type in the total number or break it down if you want. But we got 144, click set, go to cargo. Now something fun here, when you click the get, or I forget what it actually said, request call. If we were to be out, you'd see the belt loaders roll up to it real quick. Kind of a neat little eye candy thing. But anyway, and once you have them called, and again, they're outlined in blue, type it in right here, 500 kilogram, set. Go to perf data, double check your numbers, 55438. There's our fuel. There's our estimated gross weight. Here's how it looks on the CG weight balance charting. Click set. Now what that's going to do is when we get to the McDo FMC terminology for the Airbus McDo, we'll click weight and that'll put that information in there. Kind of a neat nicety that they've done here at Flight Vector. I think the other ones have done some other neat things similar to it. But on here, you're going to get your zero fuel weight CG. These are things we can verify when we pull that up. CG, and then our trim position, 0.6. Okay, I'm going to show you a neat product that's out there here in a moment. And matter of fact, I'm getting set up for it right now as that just came to mind. Okay. Alright, so that is awaiting us when we get there. I almost screwed up. There we go. Alright, so that takes care of here, and then here we can also see that flight plan. You can do it in light or dark mode. I don't know which one's better. I'm going to take this one. You can also tie nav graphs to it. Here's our taxiways out of here again. And welcome in. It's amazing Mr. Z, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. We sure appreciate you joining in with the other 170 folks we have following. Welcome aboard. Look forward to seeing you on the upcoming flights. All right, so let's go back to perf data and continue on with the checklist. How about we go there? And the checklist. Okay, so we've got this loaded. Let's get that APU fired up. Real simple. I'm going to do it this way, folks. Well, first off, we need to check the APU fire. Okay, so right here's the test button. Good test there. Hit the right mouse key a couple of times. Come down to the middle. Okay, we're showing fire, and it's in the way. Master warn. That's good, folks. Oops. And then just click. We'll shut. Oh, that was engine number 1. Well, we'll do engine number 2. Doggone it. Here's the APU. My bad. Okay, so there's a good test there. You can just do it like this. Got your 2 good lights. Perfect. And I'm going to go ahead and knock them out again. I didn't check one thing, so bear with me. Okay, everything's looking good. We got fire there, and we have a fire under our engine switch. So that's good. One last one. Okay, tone's good, light's good. 2 master warnings. Caution light. Oh, I just clicked. Dang it, I forgot. Left clicking it will do that all the time. Bear with me, I know it's annoying. Okay. Okay, all the fire tests have been done, so that's what we wanted done there. Now for the APU. Okay, we're going to click the master start. Come down here. It'll go to APU, and what we're waiting for is the door to be opened. Flap open. Okay, back up to the top. All we got to do is click start. And that's going to start the sequence of firing it up. It doesn't take very long. About a minute, no more than 2. And we'll know it's fired up. We'll have between 110 and 116 volts here. And the hertz will be up, and we should be good to go. It's almost there. Okay, see the voltage at 115. We're within 110 to 116, 400 volts. Looks good. And we are on the APU now. Click the bleed. We'll go ahead and turn off the generator. So we're off external power at this time, folks. Next up, let's go back up top side. Here's where this is going to get fun. We'll kind of set it here. And I'm just going to work my way up the panel. So.
Yes, Captain. We are waiting for your instruction.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Put this in ground, and we're going to do the CVR cockpit voice recorder test. Just waiting for the tone. These 2 fault lights are going out once we get the ADARs up and running. Going to nav. Waiting for on bat. There it is. Nav 3. Got the Align. Looking for on bat. Final one. Goes a little faster than Boeing. All right, so we go back to the bottom. All right, so we need the strobes, seat belts, no smoking, and emergency lights, as well as landing elevation. We'll go through them real quick. Strobes we're going to put to auto. I can already hear, why would you turn your strobes on now? They're not. They're in auto. They only will turn on when the aircraft lifts off the ground and that the main landing gear struts extend. Once they extend, that's when that's basically a fail-safe. It's a good flight simmer tool and actually real world. So if you get busy and you totally forgot to push it up, it'll come on when you get airborne. Beacons are off, wing lights are off. Now there's two sets of lights on the wingtips. You got 1 and 2. If one's down, try the other switch and then you're good to go if it lights up. Bottom row's off. Here's your seatbelt, no smoking. Bear with me, folks. One of the perks of the new house we live in, we have people that mow our yard now. So here's the emergency light. We went to arm, and our landing altitude is in auto. Okay, next up, fuel pumps. Turning them on. 2, 3, 4. Okay. We did our fire check, so we can skip it. Come back down. We're just looking for offs. Put that there. And we'll move this out of the way. The radio is on. Okay, from here, we drop down to the middle. Right across from the landing gear lights is the brake fan. Make sure it's off. Right across from the auto brakes. There's your anti-skid nose wheel steering. Make sure it's on. Pan down, the FMCs, both are on. We're going to do a quick setup of our radios here. Radio, there it goes. Alright, there we go. That one's set. Oh, the sun is playing heck with my eyes here. There. Whoop. And then the emergency channel. Okay. Now, the big thing here to make sure you're talking, when you talk over VATSIM on the X-Pilot, turn the mic on. The other thing we need to do is set up our transponder. Clear, clear. And then we bring it in so you all can see this real quick. Then we're going to kick this in gear so we get out of here on time. Alright, so as you see, mode C is not lit up. However, you all would think, well, just move this to TARA. It's not lighting it up. That upsets a lot of controllers on VATSIM. And I got into, about a year ago now, I got into a little bit of a tiss with a controller who just, you have to squawk mode C. Oh my God, he was flipping out on me. it took 2 more flights for me to finally figure out what it would have taken to settle him down. Because Flight Factor doesn't tell you. I'll tell you that right now, folks. They won't tell you in any manual anything. And if it is, I missed 2 little words. It's this switch right here, folks. It's set to auto. Now, my feeble brain, double truck driver brain, that's on to me. No, it's not, because watch. I just moved it to on. Can't do this demonstration one more time. Auto turns it off. On turns it on. And yes, I can set it to standby, same thing. So if you get a controller who's going nuts because you're not following directions in his feeble mind, that's the switch in this aircraft. Other ones, you actually got to turn it to what you would think, to TA or TARA. See, they don't even know I'm in standby right now. That's what's so funny. But anyway, just a little bit of advice to y'all from that little event I went through. And now that brings us down to the McDo. We got to do all of these things, and we're going to do them pretty quick. Hopefully, questions. I'll do my best to keep an eyeball out on the chat area. Doing a quick run through here, because this is the meat, potatoes, and gravy area. Alright, real quick, if you ever have to get back to this screen, just somebody's asking you, or you're curious, am I up to date on nav database? It's simply data. I never clicked this. Not allowed. Okay. And aircraft. I never clicked it, so I just wanted to see what it would do. I've seen them in Microsoft Bus doing that, so that's 2020, by the way, to new people to the channel. So that's how you get back to this. And this is a clone of this to some degree. You'll have to change it. All right, so let's get into it, shall we? All right, now why did I bring this up? Because we're going to need this data eventually. So the first place we go here, folks, the INT page, and we're going to type in KSFB / Boeing guys, you got to do it this way, can't do it the other way. I've actually never done that with that. That is cool. Let me just, okay, it is there. All right, so we got to align the IRS, so we'll come over here. Click Align on Ref, confirm it, and that starts the alignment process. Real quick, folks. As you can tell, right here it says GPS primary lost. That's because we're in the alignment. When it's fully aligned, it's going to say GPS primary. But I think it's green. Don't quote me on it. Okay, so we'll return flight number AC0572. Cost index 30, that's correct. Flight level 380. However, the temperature, that's the default. Let's go with /6, correction, -6. Ground temp. There, GPS primary is white. Okay, we'll go with it. And it tells you here too. All right, let me kind of zoom in here. Okay. So you remember I told you to hit set here. Okay, this is why. We're going to go to the next step after we get the cost index, the flight level, and the temperature verified. We're now going to click the right arrow to this second page of the init, and now we're going to click wait request, and we're going to verify 55.4, 9.5. Everything so far looking good. Now we go to the perf page, so that's right here. Now, here's where I'm going to introduce this program. First off, let me get you the website. Alright, it is, a second. Alright, now I've put in a lot of data here already, folks. We're 214, 55,438 for the gross weight. There's our CG, which I've actually entered incorrectly. Wait a minute. I sure as heck did. Hang on a second, I'm putting in a lot of stuff I didn't need to. 7.3. Going with flaps 1. Anti-ice off, air conditioning on. We're on 11,000 foot runway. Temperature, let's just quickly verify. 22, 020 and 9. Get back to it. And we're inches of mercury, feet, kilograms. Okay, make sure you have those set properly. When you click calculate, this is what this page should look like when you're done. So what you see on the browser is what you should see on the takeoff here. So let's start plugging in the data. 133. 138. Curious if I'm going to get my infamous check data slash P06. Yep, see, I always get that, folks, and we're not flexing. Oh, well, wait. So let me try something. Try to flex it, see what happens. I get the same thing. I think I'm going to go with Here, let's try this one. And, well, let's just see. Pretty sure these are default. Alright, so, well, we'll just go with it. 133, 133, 138 Toga. Alright, that's how we're flying this out. Thrust setting Toga, no flaps. Well, I can set Toga. Set of flaps. Okay, so the other program I was using in the background, folks, is a program called, oh, and it's down 0.4. Wow. Topcat, and this is where I always get hung up at, folks. Okay, is this chart here never works out to here, yet I don't get it. And it could be just because flight factor is yeah, I'm showing is Mach 0572. That's what I show on VATSIM. So that's correct, actually, Duluth Fly. So Vietnam, well, yeah, I'm showing as Vietnam Airlines. I'm shocked. It never shows the real airline for some reason with me. I don't know if it's my model matching or what. So, all right, so we've got the McDo set up. Let's get that page gone. Thank you for pointing that out. But yeah, we are Allegiant, but because I'm flying under Millennium Airways or Millennium Aviation, that's why. Next page. Okay, so we got the performance data in. Now we go to the flight plan, which is already there. Go to here, departure. We're going to go off 9 left. Insert. Okay. We move that one. Clear. Insert. Okay, going to the bottom. You know what? Hang on. Alright, let's check our flight plan at the same time. So go to plan, and we're just going to scroll through it. Okay. Arrival will be... let me check here. Let's see when they're expecting the wind shift. Not for another day, so you know what? We're going to continue to 42. So gets rid of itself as you turn to eggnog. Alright, that sets up the McDo, folks. All discontinuities will, other than this one, I'm going to double check a bit. And that's it, folks. All we got to do is set the flight control unit up. Is 31.2. Let's finalize this real quick with our plug-in here so you can see we're going to get going. We're late out. Typical Allegiant flight. AFDs on, LS is off. Back to mark. 20 is set on both sides. All throttles are set. Don't think I've seen ATC, so I think we can get a straight up climb. Alright folks, we are rearing and ready to go to here. One time. Let's get this bird. First thing I want to do is get the better pushback on its way.
Ground to cockpit, please show me where you want to go. Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
Okay. Check my microphone. What's going on with my microphone now, Mr. Duluth? Okay, so we got that rolling. Let's get this plane. As soon as we see the tug, there it is. Fuel truck away.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
Cleared to connect. Alright. As soon as he says he's connected, we'll get that pulled away, and we're ready to go.
So connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Okay, final checks here. Okay, hang on a second. Get rid of that and that. All right, so beacons on. Turn the wing lights on while we're here. Better pushbacks ready, and thankfully the nice thing about this, everything's set here. Start flight. You can, it warns you in the last step of the checklist. I'll show you that here in a second. Acres, if on a VA, start. It's a nice, ooh, yeah. I've had to refly many a flight because I forgot that. All right, we're ready to push it back, folks. So engine start is very simple. Go ahead and get it set up. We come down here, move this to start. And release the brakes.
Starting pushback, and you may start engine.
Let's kind of watch what's going on here. Up, I see Duluth Fly has been pushed back. Sanford traffic, MAC 0572 pushing back stand 11. The elusive AI traffic on the ground. The vehicles that don't stop for anything. Boy, they just went right through Duluth's wing. How rude. Am I on Unicom? Yes, I am. Radio check, test, test. United 738, do you copy? Doing great there. All right. Getting to my first turn point, we'll go ahead and start cranking them up. Oh, not again. Settings. Testing 1, 2, 3 on Unicom.
Radio check 1, 2, 3 on Unicom. Can you hear me over your stream now?
Hard to tell because I don't really run my stream in my ears when I'm on this.
Hold on a second. Hold on, Mike. Go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 real quick.
Frequency 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Set parking brake.
Confirm.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Test, test. And that's it, by the way, how you start the engines, folks.
Yeah, I got you.
So I'm coming across on the Unicom, testing it.
Yeah, we were on hang on. Yeah, A-firm, your thing wasn't coming over your stream.
Okay, not a problem. Appreciate you.
Buddy.
Going back to Unicom.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed.
Okay, we're
Hand signal will
firing
be on
up.
the right. We'll see you next time.
Now the
and
avail
have a
here,
great
folks,
flight.
means we can start up number 1. Although, what I'm going to do, I'm going to slide over to first officer chair and just make sure we get the pins before I start up number 2, or number 1 actually. Okay, that guy right there standing has the pins. Going for number 1. Waiting on the engines.
Sanford traffic again, Airline 738, taxi runway 09 left, Sanford.
That'll let you all see them both. Okay, now we got a veil, so we're wound up, ready to go. Where am I on my checklist? Okay, back to normal. I'm gonna go ahead and get my TCAS all the way turned up. And let's turn the bleed valve off. APU off. Taxi lights coming on. Real quick, nose, nav, logo lights, brake fan will set to on. Again, that's right here next to the 3 landing gear levers. Max on the auto brakes. Now we can turn the weather radar on. I had a feeling I wouldn't be able to. Okay. And spoilers. Arm. The arm of it's real simple. Look for the white bar. Flaps 1. Parking brake off, taxi to the runway. Sanford traffic, Mac Air 572, taxi to runway 9 left. Now I'm going to do my flight control check, folks, while I'm taxiing. Come down here. Yeah, make this turn here.
Get out, Orlando traffic, Spirit Wings 503's taxi, Charlie, and holding short for
Okay, here we go.
right.
Left aileron. Right. Make sure they center. Do it one more time. Centered. Centered. Up. Down. Up. Down. You can already hear a couple in the background going, how are you going to check your rudder? Same way they do, folks. That little button right here in the middle disengages it from the
Sanford traffic again, Airline 738, hold short runway 09 left, any inbound 209 left at Sanford.
Okay, we're good. And then we got to get the trim set.
Sanford traffic and surrounding Airline 738 taking up runway 09 left northbound.
We need to go up. All right. Alright, that takes care of that. Trim set. Alright, takeoff check. Here we go. All green. Cabin's ready. We're ready.
Air traffic United 738 at taking up runway near 9 left.
And I think I took an update on my X-Pilot. Folks, when you take updates, you got to make sure if you're streaming or even if you're talking on it to make sure, which I wasn't able to do. But yeah, I was talking fine though. The controllers, it must not be, the stream must not pick it up that way. Because I've flown one flight since the move to make sure everything was working, minus streaming. Sanford traffic, Mac Air 572, lining up and waiting, 9 left. Now in the real world, this is when the strobes would go on. Tell you a little trick a real world Airbus pilot taught me here. He's one of those I'd love to be in the cockpit to see everything at work.
Jacksonville traffic on 738 now airborne out of Sanford northbound direct Worms.
Okay, we are lining up, giving him plenty of time so we don't come screaming up. I'll get the right button yet. Okay, we're all set to go here. I meant to start my chrono and I did not, so let me just, while I wait.
Sanford traffic United 738 is now 6,800 bound for 360, climbing out of 7,000.
Awesome. All right, real quick. What he was saying is what they would do to know the position they're in. Oh, I missed these. My bad. They would move the landing gear lights to the off position, bringing the lights down out of the well. Doesn't light them up yet. As well as taxi on the nose gear. Then we ready to go, turn them on. Okay, all set up here, all set up here. Sanford traffic, Mac Air 572 rolling, 9 left. 50%.
Sanford traffic United Airline 738 passing 10,000 for last call for United 738 out of Sanford.
Toga. 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 Toga.
Rotate. V2.
Gear up.
Okay, we're making our turn northbound. We're about to go direct. Okay, we've got it armed. Here we go, just took. Alright, we are on our way. Okay, we're going to have to work on this. I've never done a Toka takeoff, so...
London traffic, Brooklyn, Starport 3 is lining up for runway 26 right. London traffic, 1 hour pushing to departure, direct tracks.
Sanford traffic, Mac Air 572, correct worms. That's it for me on the radio. See how we do here as we start climbing out. Let's head over here real quick. I like to put it on weather just so I can kind of see what's en route. And I'm here to tell you folks, there isn't much weather out here today. Okay, there's 7,000. We are on our way. Run through the checks now that come up. Seatbelt signs, they'll stay on. Go ahead and drop seatbelts. Okay, we are on our way. Worms is ahead of us. I'm going to stretch out our TCAS a little bit. There we go, folks. We are on our way. Hope you're enjoying it. We love having y'all aboard. If you like what you're seeing, click that heart sign there. That way you'll get an email notification when we're live again. Turn these off. Brakes can go off. And we're rolling, folks. Okay, in this case, how about we use the word flying? Well, the only thing I can say right now, folks, is we're reaching up to a little over 15,000. It's great to be back on Twitch here after that week hiatus. While it was nice, break and all, but missed being on stream. So I'm glad to be back tomorrow. We'll find us, get that pulled up here real quick. Jet 2. Okay, right there. see tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow. Yes, we're bringing back the 747-200 for an encore performance. We're going to fly, hopefully, with radios this time from Vancouver, where we left it with FedEx, down to Miami in preparation for the upcoming flight this weekend. I'll get to that here in just a second. I want to actually make something for that. But FedEx Express Virtual, one of the airlines I fly for, is taking part. Stand by. We just crossed 18,000. Standard. Okay. Anyway, let's get back to that. So, we're flying down to Miami so we can take part in this. It's a rarity that I get to take part in one of the FedEx Express Virtual flights, especially events like this. They're teaming up with with UPS Virtual and an airline that I was actually part of, I'm gonna say nearly 20 years ago, folks. Pacific Airways. Great bunch. I think I left them because I started USA Airways, and I didn't want the conflict to be there where I couldn't fly for them because I'm flying for my own. Great bunch of guys, great bunch back then, early 2000s. This might have been right at 9/11 time frame. So this is going to be fun. Can't wait to get back at it in an event like that. We got a couple more I'm trying to get involved into, so we kind of get seen by a lot of people. So, but yeah, Saturday, I'll get you all the times and everything here momentarily. I think 20Z is what sticks out to me, but let me pull up my schedule. 20Z is the start time, so do the math for whatever time zone you're in. I'll help you out if you're in the central time zone. That's 3 o'clock. So, and I'll be flying to 767 in it. It's only an hour and a half run. It's between Miami and Atlanta. So, but that's Saturday. Tomorrow, we're going from Vancouver to Miami to get in position for it. So I hope y'all can, we'll see you all tomorrow. It's a long flight tomorrow. I think it's 6 hours. So, I know it's not, I know what I've got written down here is not right. 3 hours. There's no way it's 3 hours from Vancouver to there. Now, if you're in a Concorde, it might be, or the Space Shuttle. Potentially could be 3 hours, actually probably less than the Space Shuttle. But anyway, except one bad thing is now you're gliding the whole time. So, but anyway, that's what's upcoming tomorrow. Vancouver to Miami. We're gonna shoot for the 16Z startup time. 11 o'clock Central. And like I said, bringing out the Queen of the Sky, classic 747 flying. Right. That's all in the future. Let's worry about the present, folks. And right now, the Airbus is climbing up. New flight level 250. Headed all the way up to 38,000. And we're in the Make-A-Wish aircraft. Really a group of people near and dear to me that they give the kids their dream that may not get to see their dream because of illnesses. So I'm glad Allegiant team, and this is an actual real plane, folks, out there. This isn't something Flight Sim came up with, or X-Plane, or somebody out there in Flight Sim world came up with. This is an actual Allegiant aircraft. November 218, November Victor. Out there, I think right now, primarily working out of Vegas. but it'll be back out here on the east side of the country whenever, you know, however scheduling works. But really, really great bunch of people. When I used to drive a truck in the early 2000s, or late 1990s, I should say, there would be this big truck jamboree at the largest truck stop in the United States, Walcott, Iowa. And from there, Make-A-Wish would have teamed up with several truck drivers, and they would convoy from, call it Davenport, Iowa, that's where Walcott is, all the way to Reno, with these kids riding shotgun with them. And folks, that's just amazing. So many kids, just everyone loves, let me rephrase it, not everyone loves trucks, but they love the mystique behind the trucking. Till you get into it, the mystique goes away in a snap. But everyone just, they see the freedom, they think, in it. And so it's really cool that they get and they allow kids to do it. And that's just one of the many wishes they grant. So great organization. I'm glad to be able to fly it here on the sim. Look ahead, shall we, as we walk our way up the coast here of Florida. Get a better look of it here as it goes into the turn. And eventually we will be turning inland towards the Nashville area. As we are coming up to Jacksonville, then we start heading northwest towards Atlanta and Nashville, and then eventually MidAmerica Airport. Bringing back a lot of sad kids, leaving Mickey World behind. Folks, if you have anything at all you want to put into the chat, I'd love to hear from you. Actually, hang on a second here. Do this might work a little better for me. Thought about that. folks. We'll be right back. Alright, for those of you who are subscribed, we will continue on here. I'm trying to set my screens up a little differently here. To try to know when commercials are getting ready to fire off and if I need to put a pause on. However, since you subscribe, you're not enduring a minute and a half of commercials. So, thank you very much. We appreciate your generosity, and thank you for teaming up with us that way. But right now, we are coming up the coast of Florida, about to make the turn towards Atlanta, and I want to get a screenshot when it does. Alright folks, welcome back. If you want to avoid the obligatory commercials that we'll do from time to time, feel free to subscribe. That's, it's not a requirement, just a way to get around it. We're just setting up for the cruise right now. And there we go. And let's see here. Alright, once we get to about the Atlanta area, we'll do the arrival brief. I hate allergies. As everyone else does, so. Alright, so we are on our way. Appreciate y'all coming out. Love having you aboard. Out like I want. Something I don't get much is good flying screenshots. A lot of these I end up putting on YouTube. We'll see where this one goes, if we'll put it up or not. But we do have a YouTube channel, so yes, I did spell it wrong. Oh my gosh. There we go, folks. Also, we have a Discord channel. Oops, I almost misspelled that too. There we go. So feel free, folks. We'd love to continue the conversation on Discord, or if you'd like to see some of the work we've done in the past, a lot of videos there on our YouTube channel. So, put Jacksonville behind us and Macon, Georgia ahead of us. The nice thing about Airbuses, and if Hawker 125 is here, cover your ears. I'm talking Airbus talk. He's a very enthroned Boeing guy. They're a very easy plane to fly, folks. Case in point, the throttle. Let's see, I think I can bring this up. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now the throttle actually has notches on it as you push it forward. They're kind of hard to see here. Let's see if I can. From here, show it better. Okay, now here obviously is zero thrust. Here's where we're at right now, climb. MCT, maximum continuous. Now that's a little misleading. You've got maximum continuous and you've got toga, which is max power. And toga is basically a reference for takeoff. Or go. Then you have flex. Flex is very similar and probably has some slight differences to it as to when you set Boeing up TO1, TO2, and a temperature. All of those factor into how much thrust it's giving you. For instance, if you set up a flight and you don't put anything in it, you're going to get a maximum. Anything 100% is all these engines can deliver. They can actually go higher than that. Right, the highest I've seen so far is 107. Then, so that you can save that, I mean, think about it. Maxing that engine every takeoff, that's going to shorten the life of the engine in between major overtimes. So, in the name of the game of airlines right now, the name of the game is not to spend much money as to make more money. So, those electronic engine controls that you see in Boeing automatically here, folks, they're what govern how much power you get. So, if you set TO1 and, I don't know, 30, 40 degrees, that's going to actually pull the power back into the 90s. Okay, yeah, I know about this, and I'm still trying to figure out exactly what scenery item is causing my troubles. Along is a no. So that's what that's all about. In flex, you get a temperature. In this case, our flex was 61. If we would have went with it, 66. Now that would have gave us 153, 153, 153. Still those speed. 153 was our V1 speed. Rotated 153 and clearing a 50-foot object V2. 153. And with the 11,000 foot runway, if performance was right, gave us 236 feet of runway left. So, and an N1 of 84% out of a possible 90% full power. We're at 23 degrees, sorry, that's flex. just all the name of the game, folks. Those are multi-million-dollar engines out there. So for life, you can get out of them. Takeoffs and landings before you have to overhaul. Helps a lot. I was gonna say hit the throttles, and that's why that's not working well. So a little bit of gee whiz information. Music is a bit. Thank you, Mr. Orr. Appreciate that. Lets me know. Yes, let me try the so, get my laptop fired up next to me here. And as you can see, we're getting close to the line for Jacksonville Center's coverage area. Well, if we were going to Macon Airport, we would have an ATC, but we're not. It's taking 11. There it is. So folks. I realized it's like early this morning telling me it was low on power, and I haven't done anything about it yet. Cords. Wrap up so easy. Okay, we may get a bit of an echo now, but I'm checking sounds and all out on my cell phone while my laptop continues to power up. Oh wait, I just saw the Tyrannosaurus Rex eat the Triceratops on my laptop. I'll do this. Get a bit of an echo. Checking sounds and all out on my cell phone. Yes, sir. Ford 505, the move is done. Well, let's just say, for the most part, we still got a lot of stuff to, you know, unpack, put away. But yeah, it's for the most part, we can put the finito on it. Here where I can see it. Alright, see if my laptop's gonna play nice. The funniest thing though in the move is our dog Winston trying to get used to the new digs, because he wasn't here at all during the move. We boarded him. Because a 140-pound dog in the midst of a move in a house half the size we moved from really would have not been good. So, to keep the stress level down on him as much as possible, we did the move without him here and then brought him in after we were done. But yeah, it is over, and now the fun part of unpacking those memories that we want to keep in this house, and the better part of setting new memories. Come on, you. Come up on the laptop. Wow, it's slow. Alright, I know I'm going to have to log in. I am almost positive. other than the fact my laptop being turtles passing it and snails. I think snail is coming up second place behind the turtle in the speed of this computer, but hey. That's nice to have over there too, so we'll keep it running, let it do what it needs to do since it hasn't done it in a while. Alright folks, but again, we're on our way. We're showing 1 hour 12 minutes to MidAmerica Airport, as I believe we are right now flying over Macon. We certainly are, just south of Atlanta. Let me kind of move this on down a little. And I can faithfully say we're not going to start our descent there. We'll be even lucky to do it where this number will set it at. That might actually happen. I'm thinking up in this area. So let me find us there even like that. That way you all can kind of get a feel for where we are and where routing up here on the chart shows us. Right back, folks. Okay. Keep that going. Just realized I was logged in as myself. I'm trying to figure out. I've got to see. Okay, I got way too much going on here. I'll have to figure that out after the stream tonight. Ended up coming back where I gotta change one of my credit cards over, so that's no big deal. We'll get that later. I get into this, figure out where that was hiding. So, we are currently over Macon, Georgia, headed up to Atlanta, then Nashville, then St. Louis, MidAmerica Airport. Let's go ahead and hop in here. I had some people would love to see interesting. Did all of that. Huh. Gotta love it. All right. There we go, folks. We got the wing lights finally off. Alright, somewhere out there is Duluth Fly. And right about here on Volanta is where he's hiding. So, currently, right now, I'm going to say our top of descent lies about 30 minutes ahead of us around Chattanooga to Nashville, and we'll get all set up. Let's see, what's the latest there? Alright, so the winds are beginning to shift. 190 at 3. Okay, so 190 at 3. So it does look like we're going to do a 1-4 left arrival. See something here. Well, let's see. When did he take off? About an hour ago, they were still shooting off to the north. Okay. Kind of watch that for a little bit. Let's switch our timer here. Okay, so we are currently en route. Winds are starting to favor the 1-4s there, so we may have a runway change to do. It's not tough, but we'll make it happen if we have to. All right, folks. For now, unless things get kind of hairy-carry, oh man, I just went over to Duluth Fly's channel. I am sorry to hear that you were sick over the weekend. Hope things are better for you. So hope you get to feeling better there, boss man. And we sure do appreciate coming out and joining us. Okay. And I'll be honest, folks, when I'm sick, which doesn't happen often, but when I'm not, let's put it this way, when I'm not feeling good, this actually helps the flight sim. It, I don't know, just helps make me, you know, I don't know if it makes me feel better or just helps with the everything that's going on. So Alright, there we go. Alright, so just getting things set up there in case people want to come into the chat room. More than welcome to. Again, this Discord invite right here. Okay, and sorry folks, I kind of get so much dead air here. There's not a lot going on. We're going to at least get past Atlanta. I'm thinking around Chattanooga, and we'll start really getting in to what's about to happen when we get over to St. Louis. So. All right, so let's get into it now, shall we? Let's see, 59 minutes, and we are over Atlanta. So let's talk about this arrival, shall we, folks? Basically, let me pull Volanta for the moment, and I am going to reach up here and pull the charts program out for you. There we go. Alright, so as you can see, we just crossed Atlanta. Next up is Chattanooga, and then Nashville. Giving you a kind of a bullseye view of what's going on. And I want to do one thing here before it catches up with us. Alright, there we go. Hopefully that snoozes the ads. Oh, this isn't going to work. Well, so let's go to... my charts. There it is. Let's go to the actual arrival. Now, to go to 1-4, it's the longer of the two, obviously. We're coming in from the north. So we're going to come over Centralia, ENL. That's the VOR there, located right here on the map if you're following. Track 267 to Havitz, then 284 to Eichel. Now at Eichel, we need to be at 7,000 feet. Either runway, 7,000 feet. And then from Eichel, track 284 to Dunmai, right here. Then we'll track 311 all the way up to the Toy or Troy VOR. And then we'll be vectored onto it, which basically by the VOR we'll turn 228 and head for the VOR if we just don't go visual anyway. All right. Airport's 459 MSL. And this is considered an RNAV 1 arrival. So you need DME, IRU, that's our inertials that we aligned up, or a GPS. Radar is required, aircraft landing 14 left, 14 right. For non-GPS. So, there you go, folks. Pretty simple. We'll kind of watch this. Hang on a second. I'm going to do something in the background here. I hope. No, I can't. Well, we'll try it next time. Okay. Alright, so from this chart, we're going to transition to the 14 left chart. Like I said, we're going to go ahead, shoot the ILS. Now I just realized it may actually be out of service. Hang on a second, NOTAMs. Alright, okay, this is the hard way. Alright, very hard way. Hang on a second. Oh, it's not going to show what I want to show quickly enough. Alright, so let me pull this away for now, charts. What I'm doing is checking to see. Okay, good. Alright, so what we're going to do is take a look at the NOTAMs real quick. Hang on, I'm just going through them all. Not worried about that. Not It is unserviceable. Okay. And that's right here, folks, in the real world NOTAMs. 14 left is unserviceable on the ILS. Okay, well, we'll change up. Alright, so let's get back to our chart here, shall we? Let's see what the RNAV looks like. And that's what we're going to fly, folks. Okay, so the RNAV for this is we come off Troy. Come on, 14 right. Okay, so we come off Troy to Bali, Bali to Oafi, to DM, JPS, and N. Again, we're flying this because in the real world, the ILS is out of service. And I just clicked on me here. Now, granted, we can fly it in the sim. Nothing says we can't. Now, if we get a controller, he may tell us we can't. But in the sim world, you would be allowed to fly it. So, here we come up to Chattanooga. You can start seeing the ridging of the Appalachians. But, so let's kind of look at this. So this is not going to be, well, we might be able to couple up, but there shouldn't be a glide slope. We'll see. 128.7 Ciatis, there's our approach, tower, and ground. This is what the McDo or FMS, if you're in a Boeing, will tune to automatically. Our final approach is 139, and at Ofafi, however you want to say this, we got to be at 2,100 feet, and we should be on glide path. Decision altitude 642. So if you get a METAR that's 640, guess what? We can't come in here. But if you get a METAR above 642, which it is today, it's severe clear, folks, you're good to go on the ceiling. We'll look at the requirements for visibility in a moment. Missed approach, you can all read that out. Transition levels, obviously 18,000. Use local altimeter settings, be advised. Let's see here. RNIP approaches aren't authorized. And okay, so pretty, as long as we stay 2,700 feet or higher, we're safe of hitting anything in the towers, except along the route. Okay, so there you see Troy. It's only 4.5 miles to Bali. Then our first fix is Oafi. DM is our big one. That's at 5 miles out. So there you go. Now, for a 3-degree slope, we're going to probably be right here. We'll need about 750 or so a minute, foot per minute descent. And here is where we find our visibilities. Okay, now realize we're on an RNAV, so we're not a full precision approach. Precision means glide path, localizer together. We don't really have that here. So, we're up a notch. RVR has to be a 40. Or, if you're looking at the METAR, 3/4 of a mile or better for visibility. And I have seen days, folks, where it's gotten below that. And before you ask, no, they don't. They do not go in there. Now, if they're on the ILS, they can drop down to a half mile, but this isn't an ILS approach. All right, and then this gives you all the fun stuff if we're using St. Louis downtown for an altimeter versus there and so forth. So there you go, folks. Now, sir, you go feel better, man. I hope you do feel better. Stay away from whatever that was you ate, and we look forward to seeing you in the sky another day. But thank you for your support on the stream. Okay, and yes, we are in a quick commercial break here, folks. We'll be back at it just a second. Got about another 45 seconds for those of you subscribed. But we do appreciate the support you're showing today. Oh, actually, it looked like we could have some weather out here. Let's see. No, we don't. Yeah, a little smatter of what looks like a return, but that's also a good distance away from us, so. All right, let me reset here real quick with a few seconds left. All right, folks. Welcome back. Sorry, had a commercial there. If you want commercial free, you do have to subscribe. That's one of the subscribe benefits. So I'll put it there. But know this, if you do subscribe, one, we truly appreciate you. It's not a requirement to be part of Flying with Mike. But we would love for you to at least follow if you're out here. But if you subscribe, just know that that money, we are using it to try to improve things here. And if you all didn't see in the chat area, Duluth Fly had to bug out, still not feeling good. So our prayers go with you there, Mr. Duluth, and hope you get to feeling better so you can enjoy your time out here. Okay, so let's take the information we just learned, apply it to the McDo. So we got to go to here, arrival, RNAV. Okay, so let's back up. Alright, so looking at the RNAV, so I got DJ, Ofafi, Ali, Toy, Dutmai, okay. Then Eichel, Havas, NL. Everything looks good. Okay, so everything's plugged in now for the RNAV. Bear with me a second here, I got messaged. Okay. Why are you being pinged? There we go. Sorry, folks. Got a lot of things running at once here. All right, so we've got flight plans transposed over to the McDo. Y'all know the basics of what we're going to be doing. Now let's pull up the speeds. And for that, we're going to go to Topcat. Okay, here's Topcat. As it says across the top, folks, takeoff, landing, performance calculating tool. This is payware. You can get it bundled with the professional flight planner, and it really does help with speeds. Okay, so we've got aircraft. All of this was loaded, by the way, over here, on here. And it's basically you take it from professional flight planner, stick it in here, and go. Now, if you want to use it standalone, then you got to put all the figures in. And it can be used standalone, folks. All right, so then we'll click update. Weather appears to be the same. We'll leave the anti-ice off, auto land, only because it helps with a little more numbers that comes out. Doesn't mean we're shooting an auto land. We're going to be hand flying this most of the way. Can't let auto have all the fun. Runway 14 left is 10,000 feet long. It's 139 degrees on the compass, and it's 150 feet wide. So we're going to be coming in full flaps. That's 30 degrees, I believe, on this plane. Packs will be on for the air conditioning, and the anti-ice, like I said earlier, is off. Once we hit update, it fills in this data. We would just have to change that if need be, if conditions warrant. All you do, and if you have MELs, you can click edit, add them in. If not, don't worry about it. And if your runway is shortened more than, by NOTAM, put it there. Hit compute, and from all that data, it gives you that quickly. So we're going to be coming in at 130. That's our VREF. Actually, we're going to come in at 140. But VREF is 130. 135 is what they call approach. We need 44, almost 4,500 feet of that 10,000 foot runway. So we're good to go lengthwise. The big thing here that we're looking for were the speeds. So when we get to that point over here, which will be next, we're going to plug in most of this data from here. There's our approach, by the way, our nav. Okay, away with you, Topcat. Now, one thing you might have noticed, perf. We're going to click this as we go from .my to troll. Clicking it anytime sooner with the dot on the speeds will slow you immediately to the F speed here. And you're going to carry that all the way in. Again, unless you take over the speed control, which you will. Alright. Perf. Actually, let's get this set up better. F plan. Perf. So right now we're 164 miles out of top descent. And let's get up here. I'm going to let the checklist catch up, get caught up here. Alright, so let's take a look. What is it telling us to do? First off, there we go. Alright, so transponder. We're going to put it to below. Not really sure what this is. 9,000, how you do this. So, when in doubt, we'll set it to all. Weather tilt, 1 down. Okay, we're now even ready for descent, and we'll go to... Okay, and we'll put constraints on it to do that. And basically what that means is we'll pull this one up. Okay, we're now 130 miles out. I had to adjust that. Okay, but again, Eichel will show up on here with the constraint of 7,000. Okay, and any others that would show up on here. All right, we are cruising along here, folks. Let me go ahead. We'll get a couple more tunes in. Folks, I'm going to be right back.
Nashville traffic up at the 2411 is taken off runway 2 right, Nashville.
Alright folks, we are back. Hey! Zeph panel, welcome aboard. How are you? Hope you're having a great day. Sorry about that folks, had to step away, use facilities so that we could get in here for this landing. Now 80, is that 80 or 90? 90 miles out. So we're going to go ahead and, like I said, start plugging in the data. We're going to go ahead and get Topcat back up and go from there. Hang on a second. I am going to go ahead and get my phone running again. Alright, if I wouldn't be so silly here, hang on a second. There we go. There we go. Alright, sorry about that folks. Alright, so as I said, we were going to bring Topcat up. Now, to set this up, we have to go to next phase. Till we get to the approach phase. Soon it will actually tell us enter the data. So we'll click update, which we might actually have 17. No, we're an hour behind right now, so we're about to get an update. Let's give it just a couple minutes here. Okay, we're just over Nashville, so we got a little bit of room to work with. Giving it a chance to update. Okay, and still waiting. Try here in the jug. We do have traffic coming across. A little bit out of range, I'm sure, but let's see if they're on Volante. They are not. Oh, we have Kansas City Center up to bring us in, so let's what are they? 125, 725. All right. Giving it just that little extra hopeful oomph to get us an updated meet time. Still not. Well, we may have to just go with it and make changes if need be. not updated yet. Now this is a training base, Scott Air Force Base, so you, in the real world, you got to kind of, you know, grin and bear, because they're learning. All right, so all right, one last try, and otherwise we just go with what we got. Okay, we'll go with what we got. Okay, I'm clicking update. Oh, look at that. They just updated it. And we're, yeah, we're gonna, winds are 110 at 3. Let's start at the top. QNH, we have to type it out, 3026. Temperature here, 11 Celsius. Now the wind, 110 and 3. Transition is good, VAP. Okay, let me make sure. Pretty sure we're working with the dry runway, folks, with severe clear. And let's hit compute. We're very close. 136, 131, 130, 135, as you can see on Topcat. So we're pretty close. We'll go with that. Everything's good. Minus, we can put MDA. Now, how do we get that information? That is not on Topcat. That's going to be right here. And our DA is 642. That programs our arrival. $50 miles out. Okay, now, here's where the airplane kind of helps out too. Okay, hockey stick right here, inverted. That is your top descent. Okay, get that out. That's just getting hard to follow. Okay, so as you can see on our chart, we're getting slow. Denny is when we're going to turn direct to Centralia and then start the arrival. And we'll well into our descent. Okay, so folks, now would be a good time if you want to put a prediction in on how you think the landing will be. Simply predict. Put an exclamation mark, the word predict, space, and then a negative number. And you can see what I've done there to help you out. You know what? Let's do a flyby. See the southwest as we went into that? I can't see him now. But we had traffic overhead. Not anymore. Oh well. It was pretty cool. All right, folks, we are about to make that descent. So, oh, Fort Campbell's right below us. Didn't know Kentucky Lake Barkley Lakes made that big bow there. This lake right here. This is part of the Tennessee River, I believe. But anyway, that's Paducah up ahead. But unless you live out here, you don't know about it. So, but the Ohio River's coming up. Mississippi's off in the distance there, so you can tell we're beginning to get close. Okay, so back into the cockpit here, and let's see how many more miles. We're about 20 miles out. So we're going to be coming down here shortly. It's been a relatively easy flight so far, folks. Kansas City is staring us down. We should probably enter their airspace. The Ohio River would be about where I would guess. Not far from it. Okay, around Carbondale. Okay. So yeah, we're pretty close. When we get to Denny, D-E-N-N-I, that'll be, as it appears, would be where we start the interaction with KC. All right, folks, and again, it's been a week since last we streamed, and I am sure glad to be back in the seat. So hopefully it won't be as so stuttery, if you will, as I get back into the seat. Like I said, it's been about a week and a half since my last stream. So bear with me as we get back into this. Runway, nav frequencies, verify here in a minute, bearings to distance. Medium. Tilting up 3. Alright, folks. Unfortunately, with this plane, You have to tell it to descend. Once you set an altitude. There we go. Okay, we are starting down, folks. All right, let's do as it says. Seatbelts to on. Okay, and that's as far as we can go, folks. We'll do this. Let's see if we're showing up on the map yet. There we go. That'll work. Nice thing about AvTab, tells you your frames. Okay, folks, we are descending. Again, 7,000 Eichel, and then we're going to be on the RNAV for runway 14. We are probably 45 miles from when KC would want to talk to us, but I'm looking up here and they are no longer showing. We'll see if he's playing that game the one guy did. We had a New York controller in my test flight to make sure everything was up to date, good to go. He wasn't showing on any tracking software. I had the VASTATs, SimAware, Volanta, Sim Toolkit. None of them had him. And this one's starting to kind of look the same. Just might take a little bit for an update, but yeah, it's starting to come out that way. Okay, through '33. Yeah, they've come down. All right, so not sure why Volanta and some Toolkit haven't picked up on it. They must update at a different interval. Okay. All right. Okay, everyone's cleared up, so there's a nice little batch of rain south of Kansas City out there. that was the last of that checklist. Okay, so gonna try something over here. Actually, I know what I want to do. And folks, 1 second, we'll be right back. Okay, so we're back, folks. Okay, there we go. Trying to figure out why it didn't come back up. There we go. Alright, so here we come over to Denny. Now we're going to be turning direct to Centralia. Okay, so here we go, folks. What are we at here? 280. I can never figure out why my speed gets so doggone low when it's supposed to be up here near 300. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start dialing this one down. And at 18,000, we set our altimeter. Alright, we're getting pretty close, folks, to Centralia. That lake up ahead is not far away from it. It's kind of nice when you're flying into an area, the surroundings at least look pretty decent. Excuse me, folks. Alright, top of the nav display, folks, that's Centralia, so we're getting there. Hope you all have enjoyed the ride. Anything you'd like to chat about, we'd love to hear you there in the chat room. Also, if you're new to the stream, we'd love to have you follow along. To do so, it's a free thing to do. Just click the heart there that says follow, and you'll be able to be with us on our next stream, which, by the way, is tomorrow. We'll be flying about 5-6 hours, folks, from Vancouver, British Columbia, CYVR, to Miami, otherwise known as Miami, KMIA, in the Fearless 747 for FedEx Express Virtual. And again, we're going to work on something here so you all know. Saturday, feel free to join in. You don't have to be a part of Pacific Airways, UPS Virtual, or FedEx to be a part of this. They're holding an event that starts at 15Z on Saturday, this Saturday, April 23rd, I believe it is. Handy dandy calendar, yep, April 23rd. Miami to Atlanta. And folks, already said, you already know, they'll be ATC. 3012, let's see if they match. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We jumped that much. Stand by, folks, I'll be right back. Sorry for that, folks. The altimeter reading on SkyVector was, well, let's just put it this way. When I looked at Topcat, okay, I'll buy it now. Here we go. There we go, 3026, so, yeah. And I thought it was a little bit make sure. Now I've got to make sure we're set right. Yeah, see? Check QFE. It's set right. It's weird. Okay, so... Alright, so we are slowly but surely winding this down. But yeah, we're going to be flying from Miami to Atlanta. Like I said, the event is set up for FedEx, UPS, and Pacific Airways. I'm looking forward to flying in it, and I'm going to be flying the 767 as of right now. Mainly because it's a quicker plane to get going than the 74, and, well, quite frankly, I need to fly the 76. It's been a while, so that's the other reason. So, folks, as you know, Miami, well, Miami of late hasn't had a lot of control when I've been on. But Atlanta, ooh. Folks, be ready to change frequencies, be ready for anything. There's going to be a lot of traffic coming in. It is going to be busy. If you ever wanted to fly real world, usually Atlanta is the place to do it. So, alright, so we're at 13. so engine mode selector should be mission range. Left and right landing lights are about to come on. A little further. Seatbelts are on. Constraints are on. LS, both sides will be turned on. Parameter is set and tilt 5. So, but anyway, like I said, we'll have a little more information for you tomorrow. Now, they have a route they would like you to fly. Folks, I'm not guaranteeing that route's going to be accurate at all because it's specific to one route. So, and I do know that sometimes they get a little particular if you don't fly their routes. So coming up on 10,000. Speed brakes. Alright, left and right landing lights coming. Okay. Constraints are on both. LS. Okay. Aircraft's going to catch up to that speed. Checklist complete. Alright. I'm not going to be using
10,000 feet.
Alright, so now we got to make 7,000 by Eklund. Then duck line, and then actually probably take True. MidAmerica traffic. Back Air 572 over Centralia inbound from the RNAV. Left. Now, one thing you may not know, right here is the table tray for the pilot, but it also gives you quick checklists. And how we're gonna make it. Alright. Let's start looking for the seatbelts. But I'm gonna do this real quick. Alright. And I am gonna go ahead and activate approach. Okay. Since we're controlling speed, it won't slow. It's just Okay, we're about to cross Icon, and we're going to head on down. Let's get into sterile cockpit here. Let's start with get us down. See you today. Okay, moving to the nav display straight ahead of us. I think there's the runway right there. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, enter a extended downwind, come around and land visual. Again, folks, if you're into it and we want to see how well your guessing skills are, exclamation mark, the word predict, space, the number or negative number, and that'll put a prediction in there. We'll see how well you guess how well I can do on this landing. Okay, now I've lost the one. So worst case scenario, we fly it out if I can't find it again in that haze layer. Get to do some real guys don't. Okay, so there's 3,000 feet, folks. So that makes it harder to find. There's the right there. All right, folks. MidAmerica traffic, Mac Air 572, extended downwind, runway 14 left, runway is in sight.
$2,500.
checks here. Let's get some checklists going. Seatbelts, yep. Okay, and as it says here, folks, on final, these are the things we'll have to do. Okay, 20, we're set. All right,
2,500.
let's go ahead.
$2,500.
2,500.
Okay.
Gear down.
Okay, we're set. Final approach course speed.
1,000.
Laps are full. Thing I don't have is the spoilers armed. Okay, get a glide path here.
500.
500.
Glide slow.
400.
300.
Up a little.
200.
200.
Stable landing.
100.
50.
50.
40.
40.
30.
30.
20. Retard.
20.
10.
10.
5.
Welcome to MidAmerica. And we're going to make this one here. We have the brake fan on. Dang it. That was the other thing that was needed. Okay, well, we'll let the brakes cool. Okay, and we're clear of the runway. Okay. Alright, strobes on auto. Hold up right here for a second while we finish this one up real quick. Strobes. Alright. Okay. Alright, taxi to gate, FD buttons off. Okay. It's off too. Both those off. APU tab was what I forgot. Okay, I'll have to sit and wait. Almost available. All right, now shutter. All right, well, that was one of my better landings. Second, let's see if I can open this door. Okay, get this coming over. All right, seatbelt signs off. All right, let's request the GPU now. Okay. And let's 0. All right, folks, there you go. That's a wrap, as they say. We will take a look at this here in a moment. Let's just get a nice view of it in the gate here. All right, so real quickly, Sim Toolkit. Let's see here. Has us at 137 feet per minute. Let's go ahead and finish that flight off. Okay, now let's go back and look at this. Landing reports. Okay, so here we are, 1-4 left. Now, one thing, those of you flying in the real world about this airport, when we're on the 1-4s and the winds are a little brisk, this acts like a tunnel here, folks, because you're between all these trees. And I have watched some nice squirrely landings because of it. Real, you know, guys that shouldn't do that. Gets real squirrely there. That's where I touched down. I was hoping to touch down back here, but I didn't. Anyway, so that looks good. 2,300 feet down the runway, only 13 feet off the center line, so that's really good. 137 feet a minute, not bad at all. 130. We're shooting for 130, touchdown 131. Doesn't get much better than that on here. Atlanta, on the other hand, not sure if you're going to see the numbers. Kind of watching you. Alright, so with Atlanta, 70 feet a minute at 132 knots. Winds were 236. Technically, we're in a variable state. Not really sure if they'd be landing on the 1-4s or not there. But anyway, it was a great flight. So, like we do on all flights, folks. First we, second. Odds 0001. Question out there. Is new to X-Plane, light factor A320 worth it? I'll be honest. It's the only Airbus I have in my fleet. I like flying it. There's a couple little bugs with it that really don't amount to much, but if you know an Airbus, it would probably catch them. Now, Tolis makes the A319 and the A321. I've heard they're better. Now, there is a free mod out there for this Motivia, I think it's called. So you would buy the A320, put the Motivia in. That would also give you the IAE engines, which for some reason a lot of people like. I actually like these engines. So that's why I haven't updated mine. Don't know if you get anything else with it. Overall, yes, I do like the plane. I recommend it. But I do put the caveat, like I do with any purchase right now in X-Plane. X-Plane 12, we don't know how far out it could be next month, summer, fall, Christmas, next year. Just realize that is right now being hyped up. So I would assume pretty quickly. So, but if you're looking to buy an Airbus 320, I do recommend this. I enjoy flying it. I love this livery that I found at X-Plane, the Make-A-Wish. I love the organization. That's why I love seeing it. So, yes, I would say it's a good airplane. It's worth the money. I don't remember how much the Tolis 2 were. Again, here's the other caveat with X-Plane 12 coming. I don't know if this plane is X-Plane 12 capable yet or not. And if not, how long will it take? The other thing with X-Plane 12, there's a lot of questions when you talk X-Plane 12 and X-Plane 11. I plan to be on X-Plane 11. I want to jump to 12 as soon as it comes out and realize probably most, if not all, my fleet. So it'll be an interesting transition while we wait. And look at Microsoft 2020. Been out almost 2 years now, come August. PMDG is still not there. They're about to be there, but let's be honest, folks, they're still not there. So that's my fear with X-Plane 12. So, but again, from everything I've read, all the talk and all of this, we're not probably looking at a major overhaul like 2020 was. It's a major overhaul. So who knows? But as of right now, I would say if you're looking to fly an Airbus 320, light factors, I think the only one out there. Maybe there's another one. Or you got the Tolis for the 319, 321s. And I think more of it is functional Tolis for those two. So, but this is a great plane. I enjoy flying it. It meets everything I want it to be. With that, folks, I am going to put this thing into reverse. Let's take a look at that landing, shall we? Maybe. There it is. These guys, just in case they go flying with us, I'd rather than not. And I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the jet. Alright, let's take a look quick. And yes, I forgot again. Oh well, it does it automatically. I forgot to come off VATSIM. Let's make sure. All right, let's go, say to here. Still not here. Go. Out we go.
Gear up.
All right, folks, I am going to put some appropriate music on. As we come around, I have to admit, that was probably one of my best transitions from base to final in a long time. So, hence I'm getting more and more comfortable with X-Plane by the day. Folks, I was a big FSX player, so I wanted to go to the new flight sim in a keen way, but oh man, was I not doing it. Alright, let's go ahead and accelerate this thing in.
Gear down.
1,000. 500. 400. 300. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Well, folks, that really did look good. Wow, getting it, the numbers to show itself here. Let's start. Let's try and focus it. Nice. Okay, we're going to take a look. I'm going to take a picture this time. Well, folks, that looks amazing. Get some wing views here. Yeah, we're a little high. see you all tomorrow. Hopefully around 16. God bless. Have a great night. Again, folks, I hope you all had a great night, great day, great time streaming with y'all. We'll catch you again tomorrow, hopefully around 16Z for a nice long run. Have a great night. God bless.